Have you ever been described as frank or heard someone say, "Let me be frank with you"? It's one of those words we toss around, but let's take a minute to really unpack what it means. Being frank is all about honesty. It means you're direct, straightforward, and you don't beat around the bush. If you're being frank, you're not sugarcoating your words. You're saying exactly what you think, even if it might be a bit uncomfortable. For example, imagine your best friend asks if you like their new haircut, and you don't. If you're frank, you might say, "Honestly, it's not my favorite, but if you love it, that's what matters." See, it's honest, maybe even a little blunt. But at its heart, being frank isn't about being rude. It's about being truthful. The word frank itself has an interesting history. It traces back to the Franks, a group of Germanic people in what's now modern-day France and Germany. The Franks were associated with freedom and openness, and over time their name became connected to the idea of plain, honest speech. So if you're frank, you're carrying on the tradition of saying what you mean without any layers of fluff. You'll hear the word used in all kinds of situations, serious and casual. A manager might say, "To be frank, this project isn't meeting expectations." Or a friend might go, "I'm gonna be frank, I totally forgot your birthday and I feel awful." It can be a refreshing way to clear the air, right? But there's definitely a balance to strike. Being too frank without considering someone's feelings can come off as harsh or insensitive. So like most good things, it's all about timing and delivery. In pop culture, too, frank gets a humorous twist. It's even a name. Think of Frank Sinatra or those jokes where someone quips, "Hi, Frank," when they're talking about being honest. The double meaning of the word makes it fun to play with, which is probably why it pops up in conversations so often. So, the next time someone says, "Let me be frank," take a second to appreciate the nuance behind the word. It's not just about being brutally honest. It's about trusting someone enough to share how you're really feeling. And that's a pretty great quality, don't you think? In a world filled with filters, literal and metaphorical, a little frankness can be a breath of fresh air.